Hey guys, we have a special episode for you. My friend Doran, a top real estate agent on the peninsula, is back on the show.
Why, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, Elisa. Thank you for having me again. We're really excited to share with you guys a beautiful home in Crescent Park, Palo Alto. We were at 1157 Lincoln Avenue, and the home was built in 1926.
So almost 100 years old.
Almost 100 years old.
Wow.
Originally a Mediterranean style home. And our big goal as we were prepping the house for the market was to bring a little bit of a lighter and brighter element. I like to call this the Mediterranean beach house, if you will.
That's a very good idea.
Right.
Yeah.
And one of the things you'll notice right off the bat is the exterior paint and the color of the home. So the house actually used to reflect a color very similar to the tile of the house. Right.
That would look super dated.
It really would, and it did. And it was one of the things that we were able to pull out of the house. Again, it had the bones, it had the framework that was just perfect, right? All we had to do was just overlay a nice element of color, and it just created a whole different vibe and energy for the house.
Totally. I love this navy accent color.
I do too, and it's funny you mentioned that. It's one of the themes that you'll notice that actually strings through the entire house. We have elements of this navy wrapped into the kitchen and into the bathrooms, and it was one of those showcase pieces that we really wanted to accentuate as we were working through the design for this house. Hi guys, welcome in.
Its entryway is very cute. I love the built-ins.
The built-ins are amazing, and especially on a home with 1,700 square feet. It's a well-sized, well-fit home in a neighborhood where the homes on average are 3,000 to 4,000 square feet.
Right.
It's a really great use of expanding the space by having the built-ins.
Yeah, it's nice. And I love this breakfast nook area. It's super cute.
I love it, and you get the morning sun that just comes right over the breakfast nook. It's great.
And again, the navy color cushion ties into the exterior.
It most certainly does. Our designer did a really great job, and he actually tied that all the way into the kitchen as well.
That's awesome.
So,
this kitchen is stunning.
It really is, and this is one of the areas that we really wanted to put the most emphasis on. It's sort of the centerpiece right as you're walking into the house. Now, the kitchen originally had a bit of a pony wall, and it was quite closed off.
Okay.
So one of the things we wanted to do was to open up the space and really lighten it up. And again, we had a great designer who helped lay everything out, but we did everything from the cabinets to the countertops, new hardware, appliances, and light fixtures. So it came together.
Looks amazing.
Thank you. It was a lot of hard work from the team. They did an excellent job all the way up until the end, and it turned out fantastic.
I love this backsplash. It's so unique, and it gives the kitchen a pop of color.
It does, and quite honestly, and you would see it more than I, but I've never seen that backsplash like this
right?
before. Yeah. And to be able to tie it all together so well and so succinctly, I think it has a really nice touch to it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And this farmhouse sink is all new too?
It's brand new. The farmhouse sink and all the plumbing fixtures as well. Again, we wanted to bring in that modern flair, tying in with kind of that old world style that a lot of people like, and farmhouse sinks are in again, as they have been for a long time, so we really wanted to tie that together too.
This floor tile also has navy accent.
It does, yeah. It looks great.
It gives it a rustic feel.
I'll tell you, I wish I had that eye for design to be able to see these things, and unfortunately I don't, but our designer does, and it really came out quite well.
How much do you think this kitchen remodel cost?
This kitchen remodel, so again, we did everything from cabinets to countertops and everything in between. This budget was about $30K for the kitchen.
Okay. That sounds about right. And the kitchen is really where you want to spend the most of your renovation budget.
Absolutely, yeah. If you look at the three big things, the kitchen is definitely one of them. And I think they did an excellent job in just opening up the space. It's very light and bright, and we're really excited to see how the market responds to it.
So this is the first guest bathroom.
This is the guest bathroom on the main level of the house.
What work did you do here?
So in this room, we updated the lights, we updated the vanity and the countertops, we painted throughout, and that was kind of the extent, more or less, if you will, on the renovations for this particular bathroom.
Oh, this vanity looks really good.
I love it, honestly, and I think my wife has been kind of nudging at me to do this in our bathroom too. But again, one of the things that I've kind of pointed out was that the designer did a great job at finding the undertone colors of the countertops to match the existing grout that's in the bathroom. He did a great job of being able to tie that together.
That's really very detail oriented.
It really is, and it just flows well. I think one of the things that I feel with this house the most is just the ability to have it just flow so well. So yeah, that's one of the things I really appreciate.
Love these light fixtures. Are these new?
They're great. Those are brand new too. He just put them in a little bit earlier this week. They look great. I love the depth that it creates by dropping down so much.
It's
very unusual to see them like that.
And it's very, it makes it feel a little bit of the old world charm, like the globe light fixture.
Well, a lot of times today, especially with the LED lights, we see everything is so bright and more or less cold, if you will.
And low profile. And these have some dimension.
They do. They have some dimension and warmth too. I think it really warms up the space as well. And to me, that feels great. You know, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
And I see is the shower original?
So the shower is more or less original. It's been like this for the last 25, 30 years. It was sort of the executive decision to leave it as it is, to add a little bit of color to it as well, but also from a renovation, cost versus return perspective, it just didn't quite make sense. When you get into a project like this, if you're replacing the tile around the shower enclosure, you're more or less going to do it to the flooring as well. And with something like this, it would probably double or triple the renovation budget for just this bathroom. So
for sure, yeah, tiles, just the materials would cost a couple $1,000s
by itself, and then the labor to remove and install would be another few thousand. And quite honestly, I mean, the tile is in great shape too. Now, if it needed to be replaced because of the quality, we would have removed it immediately. But it's in good shape, and we think it adds a little bit of charm to the bathroom as well.
Yeah. So that's kind of your thought process when you try to decide on the scope of work on this renovation.
Most certainly, and what I try to focus on mostly is where is the majority of the time being spent in the bathroom, right? And I would say most people are probably spending a greater majority of their time in and around the vanity and the sink and the mirror versus, say, just the shower. So we really wanted to put our emphasis here, and again, this is the first thing that's going to catch your eyes when you walk in the bathroom. And I really feel
a lot of sense.
The way they design this just has that pop. To me, it's memorable, if you will. When you leave, you'll remember this bathroom for the space that's here.
I think when people see this bathroom, they see the updated vanity light and mirror, they feel like this bathroom has been updated.
Most certainly.
So this is the first bedroom in the house?
This is the first bedroom in the house. Don't be confused. We do have it staged as an office, but this is actually technically one of the 3 bedrooms in the home.
And what work did you do here?
And so that's one of the really great things. A home even built almost 100 years ago. So this house was built in 1926. And quite honestly, we didn't have to do too much to bring this up to today's modern standards, if you will. We refinished the hardwood floors, we replaced the doors, the hardware on the doors, and the light fixtures. And voila, it was just exactly what the buyers are looking for today.
Cool, yeah, usually bedroom renovations, you don't have to do a lot of fancy stuff, right? It's just the basics. As long as they are updated and they look fresh and new, then you're good. most certainly. And that's the cool thing too. Even going back to 1926 when this home was built, the owners over the years kept the original hardwood floors. And so that was just a really great piece. Awesome. And I love that this light fixture ties in with the bathroom light fixture too.
Definitely, yeah. And again, I have to give it to the designer. He tied in the geographical shapes, if you will, or geometrical shapes, if you will. With the bulbs, and then also tying back into the color palette of the kitchen with the brass. It all just ties together so well. So Elisa, now we are on the second floor. But the unique thing with this house is it's actually a second floor downstairs. So we have an inverted floor plan here at the house, and the home was originally built as a single-story home. In the mid-90s in Palo Alto, there was a single-story overlay, which basically means that you weren't able to build up. And so the sellers, it was really interesting. And so the sellers were really longing for more space. The owner is an engineer, and he has a lot of friends who are engineers and architects. So they worked together to design going down versus going up. So they excavated out from underneath, and they built 2 bedrooms downstairs, or rather 1 bedroom and an office, a full bath and a half bath in this amazing little family room down here.
That's a lot of work.
A
like
lot
all
of work.
this space underground.
That's right. Yeah. So my understanding was that they had to more or less create an area to get the team under here to do the work. So I mean, it is, to your point, a lot of work going down for sure.
Wow, but it's really cute. I love the built-ins. This room feels very cozy. It
really does. And one of the unique things that they did, and you'll notice as we walk through this downstairs area, was they were able to bring natural light in through two ways. They have a solar tube in this room here, so that actually brings in natural light from outside. And then in the office, there's a light well with a few lights that allow for, natural light to come down in this area too, so that you don't feel like you're downstairs beneath the soil level.
Right, that's very helpful.
Most certainly. Yeah, and it just, again, creates that warm energy that we're really looking for as we're prepping homes for sale.
So this is the primary bedroom?
This is the primary bedroom in the house, yes.
What did you do here?
So this room too was in really great shape when we got keys to the house and we were able to turn our team loose on it. All we did in here was paint, light fixtures, and we replaced some of the hardware in the doors. Awesome. It was really quite easy, and this was one of the fun rooms because it came together so quickly. Nice,
and I like that all the light fixtures are all this globe shape, and they're so pretty.
They are
elegant.
Oh, thank you. I wish I could take credit for picking them out, but they do look really, really great. Yeah.
I like that there's a window even though we're in the basement, but the plants really warm it up.
They certainly do. And actually, what's funny about the downstairs area, and I had mentioned earlier that there were two rooms downstairs, one of them being an office and this one being a bedroom. And what actually allows us to classify this as a bedroom where that one is an office is the element of egress.
Right.
So the element of being able to get out of the room in the event of a fire or a disaster like an earthquake or something. You need to have legally to be able to consider it a bedroom, you have to have that emergency exit. So this room has it, and we were able to dress it up a little bit with the flowers and bring in that element of color.
Nice.
So that's cool.
And can we check out the master?
Most certainly, yeah. Come check out the master bathroom. This room too, it was in great shape when we took it over. All we wanted to do was to bring it up a notch with the finishes and the overall feel. So we were able to keep the existing vanity. We just painted it. We upgraded the hardware, the countertops, and the plumbing fixtures as well. You'll notice our designer was able to tie in the navy like he did with the backsplash in the kitchen and the exterior trim color, and yeah, it just came together really, really well.
I really like this color. It's unique and it's very modern.
It sure is. I love it too, and it's one where I think it's a bit delicate because it's easy to overuse, and if you're to overuse it, then it just becomes overwhelming. So I feel like a accent color like this, you really need to be careful and be cognizant of when and where you use it, and I really feel that it was used just precisely throughout the entire project for this house.
Right. And how cute is this faucet?
I just love that faucet. It's one of my favorite that I've ever seen. That is quite a piece, and it's very simple.
I've never seen anything like that before.
Right. Well, what's funny, and you again, you'll probably see this more than I do, but the industrial feel is coming back around, right? And that has a little bit of an industrial feel to it, and I like that.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah.
So this bathroom didn't cost much to remodel at all.
No, thankfully, again, we had a really great palette to work with, if you will, a really good foundation to work off of. And, with respect to an overall budget, we're right around $1,000 to upgrade this bathroom.
Cool. That's very, it was really good budget.
Yeah, very cost effective.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
Most certainly.
Yeah, and there's a walk-in closet.
A walk-in closet for the primary bedroom, and it's got the California built-ins, which is great, and it's a great space. Again, with only 1,700 square feet, this home feels and it lives a lot larger than it looks on paper. So, and that was one of the unique things that the whole team worked at as far as trying to pull that out and to make that happen, and I think they did a fantastic job with it.
They did, for sure, and this feels very luxurious, the space.
Absolutely.
So this is the office that you referred to earlier.
That's correct. This is the office. And don't be fooled. I know we have it staged as a bedroom, and it could make great use for a bedroom. But legally speaking, this is an office or a bonus room. And the main reason to that, and again, we made reference to it while we were previewing the primary bedroom, the main reason is that there is no egress. So in the event of an emergency, there would be no way of getting out of this room besides going to another room. So legally, on paper, this is technically an office and or a bonus room.
That makes sense.
Absolutely.
But is that the light well?
That is the light well that we made reference to, and there's just such an abundance of light that comes through here most of the day. Now, the sun sets on the other side of the house, but for most of the day, we have this beautiful element of natural light that comes through this room, and it makes for a really great space.
That's really nice. I know a lot of people, when they're looking for a home, they actually want another bedroom on the same floor as the primary bedroom.
As
so
the
this
primary.
could act as a bedroom for kids.
Absolutely. It would be a great room for kids and or a playroom too, right? Just right off of the primary. It's a great use of space.
Yeah.
So Lisa, we're in the half bath and laundry room, which is located on the second story, which is actually downstairs. Yeah. And this room was really quite a quick one for us to turn around as well. What we did do, which I think created a huge element, was we added this pony wall. And what it did is it really helped define this space as the half bath, separate from the laundry. And although it's all in the same space, this one little element, this 3-foot wall, I think made a huge difference.
Yeah, you also don't want to walk in the bathroom and immediately see the toilet.
Absolutely. It's honestly one of my biggest pet peeves when I'm previewing homes and that's like directly where your eyes go. And it's nice to have something that kind of breaks that up a little bit.
Did you also replace the light fixtures here?
We did, yes.
Yeah, I recognize the same style.
Yeah, the globes, exactly. So we did the light fixtures, the pony wall, and the mirror in the bathroom.
Got it. When I was looking at this space, I was thinking this is the other bathroom on this level other than the primary bathroom.
That's correct.
So this would be more functional if it was a full bath.
Absolutely, and I see what you mean. I think the idea was originally that that other space was not legally a bedroom, so I think the idea was that they could get away with a half bath, but in the event that a family did use that other bonus room more or less as a bedroom, it would be nice to have a full bath for them to be able to use versus those people traveling through the primary bedroom to get to the only shower downstairs.
Right.
What are your thoughts around timing as it relates to converting a bathroom like this into from a half bath to a full bath?
Yeah, it would definitely add a lot of value to the home, but you're correct. If you were to do that, it would probably add a few months to the permitting process and to do this conversion. And also, it would cost probably $20,000-$30,000 more.
20 or 30K.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a big time commitment, and also it would increase the cost a lot.
Dramatically, right? And there's a lot that goes behind the scenes that you wouldn't see, right? Or behind the walls, if you will, with relation to plumbing and such. So you'd have to get in behind the walls to move the plumbing to facilitate all of that as well. I think that's what you're talking about, adding to that whole length of time.
Right. Yeah. That's why even though I'm a house flipper and developer, I don't always do this kind of work myself.
Right.
It's just the time, like especially when the market is changing, like the market we're in right now, it may not make sense.
Correct. Yeah.
Once the work is all done.
Definitely. Timing becomes a big factor. So when you do factor in the time, the money, and then the return, the work doesn't always make sense to do, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now that we've seen the key elements of the renovation, let's do a walkthrough of the entire property. Because the home was originally a single level with a small footprint, it has kind of a unique layout. There's no living room on the main level, but only kitchen, dining, 2 bedrooms, and the bathrooms. As mentioned, once the lower level was added on later, the home has gained a lot more square footage and a formal living room, a primary bedroom, and an office. On this channel, I often share house flips that are complete renovations that require a large budget, and this is a nice change of pace. You can see the critical remodeling items you can do with a much smaller budget but spruce up the home in a major way, and I hope it gives you some inspiration. Don't go anywhere. After this, Drew is going to share the total renovation cost.
Drew, thank you so much for showing us around.
Oh, Elisa, thank you for having me back on your show again. It's really a pleasure. Your fans are great, your audience is amazing, and it's just really great to be a part of your guys' ecosystem.
Oh, I appreciate it.
And thank you.
So would you mind sharing with us how much did you spend on this renovation?
Yeah, so the renovation for this home was right around $70,000.
Oh wow, that's a really small budget.
You know, we were able to pack a big punch with a small budget, and it really went great. And honestly, the main elements that we were really focused on was the kitchen, the bathrooms, the flooring, and the paint colors. And with that, we were able to tie everything together really well to create a really nice energy and a really great flow for the house.
And how long did the renovation take?
Believe it or not, we were able to renovate this entire home in just 4 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a very quick turnaround.
We've got a great team, and we had everybody prepped and ready to go, so that when we got the keys turned over to us, we were able to really just make haul right away.
Time is money, right, in this market.
Time is money in this market, yeah. And we're seeing some changes within the market. And a lot of that, there's many different factors, and it all kind of comes back down, I think, to the bottom line. But the reality is, with the increase in interest rates, with the stock market and the economy where it is, it's definitely putting some pressure on our market. But what I've seen is that typically as the Feds increase the rates, we'll see a small blip, and then it seems that the buyers are able to absorb that quite well. Now, obviously, it has lasting impact and a lasting change, but our market is robust. And what we do have on our side here in the Bay Area is the fact that we are more or less landlocked by the ocean and by the bay. So there's no room for these new developments to continue to be built out. So what it does is it helps insulate and stabilize our internal market. So we're very fortunate for that.
Right. Yeah, the demand is growing, but the supply is constrained.
Correct, absolutely. And with that, all sales, especially real estate, it's funny because we think there's this magic equation as it relates to real estate and values, but if we dial it back, the most simplistic way to explain it is the law of supply and demand. And that's one thing we're very fortunate to have, a very strong level of demand and a controlled amount of supply as well.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So with the work of $70,000, how much do you think the value of this home increased?
So the value of this home increased at least $200,000 with that $70,000 investment.
Wow. So it's almost $1 for $1 spend, you increase the value by 3 times.
Correct, and
$3.
It's amazing, right? I mean, if we could only go to Vegas and spend $1 and get 3, we'd be there every day.
Right.
But and again, that just kind of speaks to the nature of the market, what the buyer's expectations are, and the fact. The thing that cracks me up so much is that when I meet with buyers, the first thing they always tell me is, "Oh, Drew, I could see past that," or "I've got a great vision for this."
Not really.
And Mr. and Mrs. Buyers, I know you have a great vision. I know you could see past it, but it's just an amazing thing when you have a finished product and it's beyond visual. It's an essence of feel, right? And so in a home like this, again, it was in great shape before. There was nothing, quote, wrong with it. It was just a little bit dated. Right. And it just creates a different element of feel that goes beyond the eye. And I really think that that's something that we're very fortunate to have the specialty to be able to pull that out of a home and create that feel for the buyers.
Right, and really add the value for your seller and help your seller to get top dollar.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
great job.
They say all's well that ends well, right? And so this one really came together just magnificently.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you again for showing us around and for sharing your insight.
Elisa, you are amazing. Really, again, love being a part of your ecosystem, and any way that we can help add value to you and or your fan base and your audience, just let me know. I'm always here for you guys.
Yeah, Drew is a top real estate agent on the peninsula, and he has sold so many homes, and every time you sell a home, you help your seller prep the home like you did on this one, right?
Absolutely, and it's one of our unique value propositions where we're able to really get in there, roll up our sleeves, and just help make sure everything just is executed incredibly smooth and is just really well performed. So we like to be able to have the insight and the vision for where we need to go, and we just take the clients there and we get it done.
Awesome. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, smash the like button below and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much. See you next time.
Thank you. And it was one of those showcase pieces that we really wanted to accentuate as we were working through the design for this house.
That's great.
Hi guys, are we starting? Sorry.
No worries.
I'll start with it, right?
Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome in. Right? Okay, cool.
So this is the this is on the story where like we thought the sorry.
Your viewers are great. Really love just being a part of your whole ecosystem. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I don't know how to